Dear inquisitive ones, are you curious and looking for a little everyday inspiration? Then you've come to the right place. Domestic Mix. Nothing fancy or complicated, just simple, practical ideas using your imagination and what's already available. Because sometimes a simple idea can take you to the next level. So here's today's inspiration. Imagine having to use a 4-liter water jug to support your laptop's display screen. Well, imagine no longer, because this is the reality. This water jug provides support not just for the laptop, but for me as well. If not for this ingenious idea of mine, I would not have a functioning laptop. This here is my old laptop, a Windows 10, now a Windows 11. I had no choice. I can't travel with this anymore. I would love to get a new one, but you know what? The cost of a new laptop would be, I don't have the budget. But you see this corner here? I have no idea what happened to it. This is the sound it makes when I try to position the screen.
You hear the sound it makes?
And this is what I had to do to remedy it every time I want to use my laptop. It works pretty well though, and so while I edit in the basement today, I can use the large water jug to keep the screen in one position so that I don't aggravate this area here any further.
But this is where I usually work, especially in the winter. Because in the winter, I can't work downstairs because the furnace goes on. It's a bit noisy.
However, I do need to switch it up every so often, hence working in the basement today. This is my family room / office space. In here, I can watch TV. Yes, I do watch or at least listen while I edit, and sometimes I do like the silence. But can you imagine having a 4-liter water jug in here? Not a good look. And so I need to find something that is more appropriate. This is a pretty box donated by my daughter, of course, and of course I saved it for the day that I knew I would eventually find use for it. And guess what? Today is that day. It is already pretty enough and does not need any more embellishment. It even has a magnetic closure and it can be used for storing just about anything. Okay, moving along. Second, I also have this Ziploc bag. It's durable with a strong seal. I can't remember exactly how I got it, but it was from a purchase some time ago. I saved it, of course, and used it to hold my books after borrowing them from the library. But today, I'm going to use it for something entirely different. Okay, so I know that you know that I like to keep things that I know will come in handy one day, right? Okay, so this here is a plastic case with a built-in zipper. I purchased a bed in a bag which held a 6-piece queen-size bed set. After removing the items, I thought, I can't just throw this away. It will be useful one day. And I'm pretty sure that customers are paying extra dollars for its upcycling possibilities. And so I use it to store these glass gems. I even kept the cardboard, which works perfect to keep the beads firmly in place within the bag. So these glass gems were placed into square glass jars, and then candles were added. They were used as centerpieces at each table at our mom's funeral reception. And then I stored them into this plastic bag, and then I made use for them again today, 2 years later. And that, my friends, is why I like to save the reusables. Okay, so now I'm going to fill up this bag. But first, I'm going to poke a few holes across the bag at the top, and then begin filling it with the glass gems. When I feel I have enough gems in the bag, I zip it up to secure and then squeeze the air from the bag. And if you listen carefully, you can hear the air escaping. Then I fold it back and then I'm going to place it into the box.
Folding it. And placing it in here like that.
I could add more to it, but I think this will do for now. And then I push the gems around so that it spreads evenly within the box. Now, if you've watched me before, you know that I really like masking tape and use it a lot. So at first, I decided to use the masking tape to seal and secure this box. But for once, I decided against it. I wanted to imitate this type of seal, but I wasn't sure what they used. And so I decided to use packing tape instead. I used this cutout to make a more attractive seal. And so this cutout was used as a template. I simply placed it on top of a strip of packing tape, outlined it with a pen, and cut it out. You can use whatever shape you want. So this piece is being placed at the very front of the box, and although it has an automatic closure, I do want it to remain closed long term so that the contents do not spill out. And so this is why I made the pieces of tape the length that it is. So the packing tape works great. I think that the seals used on pretty packages may even be of the same packing tape material. I don't know. I tried to find the answer on Google and I couldn't find it. And there you go. Simple and useful. Okay, a quick recap. So rather than using this 4-liter jug of water to brace my laptop, I am using this pretty box filled with glass gems. It is strong. See? Should I remove this masking tape? Yes, I should. It is not visually pleasing. Now this is better. And it will work upstairs in my little office space very well. This is just a simple and temporary fix, but it works. And hopefully a new laptop will present itself at some point very soon. Then this is just either take it to get repaired or settle with the brace for now, and so I'll just have to settle with the brace for now. Okay, so I am done. I am returning the bag of unused gems to its space until I need them again. This looks so much better. It looks nice, and it's a part of the room, not like the jug of water. I can have it standing upright, or I can have it on its side. But whichever way I choose, my laptop will be in good position. This here is a desk hutch that I purchased years ago from a furniture store here in Canada called The Brick. I bought it as an individual piece for about $56. This sits perfectly on my folding craft table here in my craft room / laundry room. $56, that's all I paid for it. It has drawers and open compartments where I keep most of my craft supplies. And you know, this is the best $56 I've ever spent, and I think it's worth a lot more. What do you think? Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. I see that I have quite a collection of glues, but I also know I have quite the collection of paper towel rolls in my garage. And so I think I know how I can use them to contain this mess. And you know, we live in a very wasteful society. At least I do here in Canada. You know, the US, the UK, things are plentiful. We know that we can go to our neighborhood Target or a Walmart and buy almost anything our little hearts desire and can even afford. And I challenge you to save a few items such as the jars, cardboards, and even ribbons, for example. And then we can't keep everything. That would be silly, right? But what we can do is we can upcycle and reuse some of the things that we buy and use, and we can appreciate their many potentials. These ideas aren't groundbreaking. They're simple and quick and useful. And you know, you can embellish them as you wish. However, I don't wish to embellish. My goal is simply to contain each glue. Not everything needs to always look pretty. I am going to glue each compartment though, so they all stick together, but it isn't necessary. You just have to cut each roll to the approximate height of your container, like I have done here. Lower or higher doesn't matter, and then attach them. I'm using hot glue and a glue gun. And there you go. Simple, right? And so I've cut 14 pieces, that's 14 compartments, with a few left to spare.
Just pull it out now. I don't have to be fiddly, right?
Stay inspired. Watch clever home hacks and feel good ideas every week on Domestic Mix.